Kang Tae is stunned speechless by a breathtaking Park Eun-bin in Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Extraordinary Attorney Woo shared new stills of Park Eun-bin and Kang Tae. The drama will tell the story of Woo Young-woo, played by Park Eun-bin, a young lawyer with Asperger's syndrome who joins a major law firm. Due to her high IQ of 164, impressive memory, and creative thought process, the brilliant Woo Young-woo graduates at the top of her class from the prestigious Seoul National University for both college and law school, but she still finds herself struggling when it comes to social interactions. Kang Tae plays Lee Jun-ho, a popular employee at the law firm. The newly released stills capture Woo Young-woo and Lee Jun-ho working undercover together in order to gather information. When Woo Young-woo appears in front of Lee Jun-ho in a beautiful wedding dress, Lee Jun-ho can't help but be captivated by her. The production team shared, "Please anticipate how Woo Young-woo, who has received what appears to be an impossible request, will unpredictably carry out the task, and how she will resolve the case with a new outlook," asking viewers to anticipate Woo Young-woo and Lee Jun-ho's teamwork. The episode of Extraordinary Attorney Woo airs on June 30th at 9 p.m. Korea Standard Time. RM discusses BTS's rise to global fame, the unique way he's inspired by visual artists, plans to open art collection, and more. BTS's RM has shared his candid thoughts on life, art, music, and more with Mark Spiegler. Mark Spiegler is a journalist and the global director of Art Basel, an international art fair. BTS's RM recently joined Mark Spiegler as a guest on the June 28th episode of Intersections, the Art Basel podcast, where he spoke about the formation of BTS, their rise to fame, his thoughts on collecting art, and much more. In his first ever English-language podcast episode, RM started off by describing where he was, saying, "I'm in Seoul, because I live in South Korea, and here it's 7 p.m. I'm in my studio." Regarding his start in music, RM explained that he was first exposed to artists like Eminem and Nas as a teenager, which helped him transition his dream from being a poet to being a rapper. He continued, "I just wanted to enter an underground label in Korea, so I actually sent my resume, my music, and I got in. But the final test was to have a real performance with the musicians. But I was just 16, so I forgot my lyrics on stage. I was so nervous, so I sucked," which led him to believe that he was only talented in the studio, but not as a performer. Despite the initial disappointment of that performance, RM revealed that Korean rapper Sleepy had seen him forget his lyrics, laughed at his mistake, but still contacted him on behalf of BTS's current agency HYBE and its CEO Bang Si-hyuk, who was looking for young talent at the time. RM continued, "I was the first one to be a BTS member. Actually, Mr. Bang, our CEO, started the team with me." He added, "BTS, we started as trainees and there were more than 30 people for BTS, but many of them dropped out. Once those 30 trainees were narrowed down to the 7 members of BTS that we know and love today, their official debut happened in 2013, but RM stated that it's been 12 years since the group first began living together. For the first few years of their career, BTS steadily gained popularity throughout Korea and the rest of Asia, but began to reach new heights of global popularity about 5 years ago." RM gave all the credit to BTS's fans' army and shared, "They're not just about the enthusiasm or the energy. They actually did something. They send the letters to the American DJs to stream our songs on the radio, because airplay is really important for the Billboard charts." RM said that being at the eye of the hurricane is really strange, but he was able to use fine visual arts to help him stay calm at this stage of BTS's career. Elaborating on how he became more involved with art, RM shared, "It was in 2018, so 4 years ago. Actually, I got plenty of time when we were on tour in America or in Europe." As he spent most of this free time hanging out in his hotel room, RM said this boredom led him to start sightseeing. He continued, "The first site I visited was the Chicago Art Institute, and it was 2018. I just went there and saw the amazing paintings they got, describing his excitement to see artwork by legendary artists like Seurat, Monet, and Picasso for the first time. RM added that although these artists are no longer alive, he was thrilled to encounter a piece of them and their time through their art. He commented, "I was so jealous. I thought, what is art? What is this painting? What is this color? What do they mean?" That first experience got me really interested, and I had many chances to visit all the famous museums because I was always in Paris, New York, and LA. After BTS first appeared at the Billboard Music Awards in May 2017, their global ventures only became more common and more grand. RM shared that while appearing on these prestigious global stages and meeting his idols was a dream come true, the experience brought him back to his roots and inspired him to go discover all the art in Korea. RM also talked about how most visual artists reach their peak of success following their death, which has allowed him to be brave and think longer about the trajectory of his career. He expanded on this, saying, "I'm 29 in Korea. When we turn 30, it's still young, I'm still just a young man, but in a world of boy bands, turning 30 is something different. That's really sad, but it's a fact." RM continued, "I just want to make music like the timeless, fine art pieces that I admire." When asked if he thinks there will one day be a Kim Namjoon, RM's birth name, private museum in Korea, RM responded with a laugh, "Museums itself are really complicated, right? They need curators and exhibitions." He added, "This is my first time actually saying this, but seriously, I'm planning to make a small space of my own private collection. Just make a cafe on the first floor and set up my collections on the second floor and third floor, and people could always see the collections when they want to see it." In early June, BTS released their anthology album Proof, which has since seen tons of success on various Billboard charts. Shortly after the group's 9th debut anniversary, on June 14th, BTS announced their indefinite hiatus and plans to focus on their solo careers. You can listen to RM's entire discussion with Mark Spiegler in English on the June 28th episode of Intersections, the Art Basel podcast.
What are your thoughts for this news? Share your thoughts with K-Pop Radar on the comments section. And by the way, I'm really sorry if I pronounced name or title wrong. I hope you enjoyed the video.